Good morning from the Magic School bus. I really had to contemplate for quite a while whether or not I was going to do any more of these videos. I think there's a phenomenon that happens when you start with an intention of creating content to build an audience. This is the slippery slope to becoming an influencer, which is a very concept that makes my soul cringe. That this is even a thing that is a part of our world these days, and so many people striving to be these characters. It's an anomaly to me, and I didn't want to slide down that. I think what's a higher calling, an aspiration of substance, is to become a teacher. And there's a vast spectrum of teachers and ways of teaching. And my own philosophy around teaching is that if we're not all coming to the table with something to learn, including the teacher, the whole endeavor is lost. Which brings me back to why I stopped doing this after I was kind of beginning to gain new followers, grow my visibility. First, I got busy with work, but then too, I had to sit with this for a bit and really think about it. And what I want to put out into the world, because there's a whole lot of noise right now. A lot of noise. And a lot of screaming. And a lot of people behaving as petulant children. And that's not a conversation or a situation I want to contribute to or participate in. Not to excuse myself from participation in this time, because this is a perilous time, a beautiful time, a tragic time, an inspiring time, even though that word is a bit insipid. These interruptions and reminders out here that there is a modern world that exists outside of my chopping wood. It's quite an ambient noise trail, the air traffic out here. Anyway, that's another tangent. I believe I've mentioned it before and quoted from it perhaps to some extent, but I became a student of the I Ching several years ago, and I use it as a bit of a intuition litmus test. So many people approach things like tarot or I Ching with this concept of reveal my future, when the appropriate use of these tools is checking in with your intuition. It becomes a type of magnetic force almost, the way we interact with these tools. I found this especially strong with the I Ching. Anyway, I was reflecting on that this morning about some upcoming life decisions to check my intuitive feeling, what I felt in my gut. And it had some interesting ideas for me to reflect on. And I've been thinking about this. What came up has been on my mind a lot the past few days, the past few weeks, the past 5 months. Went through a lot of life transition in the last 5 to 6 months. And every day seems to pitch new challenges in personal life, in private life, that are quite complex and daunting. And through the course of these things that have been happening in my own life and people close to me, I keep coming back to my own situation, looking at my own scope of action and consequence, and have been reflecting on the quality of person that I am and that I want to be. And so the I Ching had some interesting stuff to put in my face this morning. It deals with this concept of self-nourishment. Who do you become based on what you put into yourself, and then what comes out of you into the world? If we wish to know whether anyone is superior or not, we need only observe what parts of his being he regards as especially important. The body has superior and inferior, important and unimportant parts. We must not injure important parts for the sake of the unimportant, nor must we injure the superior parts for the sake of the inferior. He who cultivates the inferior parts of his nature is an inferior man, but he who cultivates the superior parts of his nature is a superior man. I strive to be a superior man, not in the concept of holding others in subjugation or oppression, but feeding and growing and healing the superior parts of my being. The higher self, the holy guardian angel, as some might say. This is the part of us we need to learn, to heal, and to grow, to feed. Collectively and individually. I'm just trying to make it day to day, as I know most everyone is on this planet right now. So put one foot in front of the other, but don't run. See you next time.